you had a crash in Tour of California and Tour de France. How it affects the body, obviously, but what are some of those effects? And then mentally, of course, it affects you a little bit.
Yeah, it's never fun to crash, even if it's a stupid little crash in a race. You always wake up sore the next day or 2 days later. There's road rash to deal with. Maybe you can't sleep on your left side. You have to always stay on your right side, and that's annoying. When you're trying to get the best rest possible, and just moving around with bandages on, it's just a really big downer. Your muscles become stiff. You don't work the same. In the Giro, I crashed really hard actually.
Yeah.
On my left side. I didn't have time to put my arm out, and I landed on my arm, and it went into my ribs. And I'm pretty sure I cracked a rib because I can still feel it once in a while now. It's finally gotten to the point where I very rarely feel it, but it affects you. The next day I was okay, but I had kind of a downward spiral after that. The body just doesn't work the same. It's trauma for the body. So when you're doing a 3-week stage race and you're just barely getting by as it is to recover and get over all the physical agony that you're going through, and you throw in a crash, it's just, sometimes it's too much and it sends you downward.
Yes. I had to drop out of the tour one time, and it took me quite a while to start to, even address the issues of stepping out of the race. Have you had a chance to catch up with some of the emotions that it's one of the toughest things that a bike racer can go through?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're left behind. I've had this twice now. You're in the Tour de France. You're the biggest race of the world. You're in this bubble, and you really don't know, and kind of don't really care what's going on anywhere else because you're so focused and so self-absorbed, and you're just like ecstatic to be there. But it's at the same time with the tour, you can't wait for it to get over with. But when it's over with, you're bummed because it's over. So it's just this constant battle, but you're just so absorbed by it and involved, and then when all of a sudden you're injured and you're left behind, it's a hard feeling. It's surreal, like you're waking up from a dream, really, like a cold shower. And this year, having crashed out, and then 2 days later after surgery, I'm in California and I'm watching you on TV call the race. It's just really sucks because it's like, man, I should be there. It's hard to describe, but as you can imagine, it's a bummer.